I've been practicing with mantras of the present moment and really actually developing mantras of the present moment in English for all these decades. And but it's definitely mysterious, even magical, that a phrase, now it's important that the phrase be an insight and be believable, or it's important that the insight seems like it could be true, and you're on the, it's not true for you yet, but it could be true. I think it's the same dynamic that makes faith in Jesus or faith in God work. Some kind of chemistry of bringing the mind, when there's belief or conviction that it's true, the phrase actually can transform you. So sometimes when I go to bed, go to sleep, go to bed, somewhere in between there, I put the phrase in my hand and I kind of curve my hand around the invisible words, like in stillness now. So I go to sleep holding in stillness now, or holding it. And so anyway, doing things like that mean that often during the night, what I might say if the next day I have to give a taste show, I think, how can I? It kind of works in me. So this morning, I had this whole kind of statement in my, writing it in my mind. And I thought, if I don't get up now and write it down, I'll lose it, because my mental paper is, gets lost a lot. So I wrote it down. So, because it felt like, this is really how I feel I should say this. So I wrote it down, and I have it here on actual paper made from wood chips, I believe. And I'd like to read it to you. It's easier to read it than to try to remember it. I start out with, those of us. Those of us. Those of us is for me a definition and recognition of Sangha. Those of us, a definition and recognition of Sangha. Our multi-generational existence, our mutual generational existence. Those of us who are alive have a responsibility to those of us who are dead. Dead in the past and dying now all over the world. This responsibility extends to those of us in the future too. This responsibility extends to those of us in the future too, the entire human future, who will also die. What is this responsibility? This responsibility is to be individually, non-dividability, indivisibly, by the individual seeker. And this responsibility is the implicit task of all those who are born and of all institutions that are created. Sangha is one of these institutions. Our use of language is one of these institutions. This responsibility is to be sought, seen and sought in our mutuality, our mutualness, our forgivingness, our indebted compassion, gratefulness, our necessary wisdom, compassion. There is no escaping from this responsibility. There is no escaping from this responsibility. There's only a degree of escape. There is no complete escape. Everything each of us at any time and in every time does becomes an aspect, a reflection and refraction of this responsibility. Everything each of us does at any time and in every time becomes an aspect, a reflection and refraction of this responsibility. Please make this your explicit responsibility. Explicitness, which means, the word explicit means to unfold. Explicitness, unfolding, even if only within you, is a recognizing and multiplier of mutuality. Death is the reverence of life. Death is the living companion of life and mutuality. Death is the necessity of wisdom and the foundation and source of compassion.